I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all. And just know that the FEC filings, they are available for everybody to review. This is absolutely ridiculous.
They are available,
Yes.
fresh b****. Willie Zeldon responded, yes, Crockett, a physician named Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who is a totally different person than the other Jeffrey Epstein, donated to a prior campaign of mine. No freaking relation, you genius. Epstein. Let's get to Epstein because everyone was talking about it and there's a lot of flip-flopping going around. And again, I ask, can you apply the standard equally? I tried to hang myself with a force meter recreating the entire cell of Jeffrey Epstein here. We did a whole special on it. You can go and watch it. I don't believe that he killed himself. I believe there was foul play. And of course, I believe that he was involved in sex trafficking. I disagree with Kash Patel. I understand that he has access to information that I do not. A lot of this doesn't pass a sniff test. Yeah. I think the files should be released. I've always thought the files should be released. I don't think that Donald Trump should be impeached because of this quagmire that has taken place. But here we are now, where the House, Senate, and President are all on the same page. House and Senate both voted for the release of the Epstein files, which will be sent now to President Trump's desk.
Now it is on its way to the president's desk in a remarkable turnaround in an extremely fast move here. The Senate has essentially green-lighted this bill to be approved as soon as tonight and be sent to the president's desk. Now, essentially what happened was that in the aftermath of this House vote this afternoon, 427-1, just one member of the entire United States House voting against it.
That's true. There was one nay vote in the House, which of course seems suspicious, and then made sense when you realize it's this guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Those aren't his kids.
People on audio, go to video. So Representative Clay Higgins, he was the lone no vote in the House. Now, to present you his side of the story, he wrote and explained on X, I have been a principled no on this bill from the beginning. If enacted in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files released to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt. He went on to say, if we release the files on this child sex predator, then we'll have to do it for all of them.
Oh, good.
Like you can't redact a name. It's bizarre, and I don't know if this guy had someone in his ear saying, you can portray yourself as the principled conservative. Look, your legacy is going to be the one vote defending an underage sex trafficker. That's what you will be known for.
It could have been like he was the first guy to vote.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right.
No.
We'll all vote no, right?
And then what? Or it's a prank?
Yeah.
Like in
everyone else is like, hey, what are you going to do? It's going to be a gag. A bunch of us are going to vote no. He's like, oh, that'll be funny.
Yeah.
Like the one no vote for Jackie Robinson in the MLB Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always one person has to vote no for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's like a tradition. It's like, what? Why do I have to vote no? No, trust me, this is going to be fine. It's just tradition. It'll be good for you. He just gets the kicked out of him by a black guy.
I voted no on Babe Ruth. Now it's your turn to vote no.
Your turn.
You know, who is it? Jackie Robinson. Son of a...
And of course, the left, Donald Trump said that we should release the files. And then it was voted unanimously yes, of course, from the Senate and the House. And during the Biden administration, where the left really didn't, there was not a peep from them about Epstein, Republicans were pushing for it for a very long time. As a matter of fact, it's a big reason for the civil fracturing on the right, because you still have a lot of principled people on the right who believe that the files should be released, and it looked like they wouldn't. Somehow the left is spinning this as a victory for them.
This is a dramatic legislative turnaround. And a huge loss for Trump. Make no mistake. Trump has clearly just given up the fight.
Donald Trump tried to desperately stop this night from happening. He did everything he possibly could. None of it was enough. None of it worked. They tried everything they could to stop it.
The goal
voting for it?
The bill passed by such a large margin that Trump can't put his little orange thumb on the scale and give it the old Cheeto veto.
The Epstein files have finally broken Donald Trump's dictatorial grip on the House and on the Senate.
But when it became clear that the House was going to ignore Trump and vote to release the Epstein files anyway, Trump backtracked and said, oh, yeah, do that. That's also what I want.
Donald Trump spent much of the past week trying to strong-arm his party into voting against the release of the Epstein files. Basically, every Republican, except for one, rejected Trump's demands. His pressure and jockeying didn't work this time.
And, of course, Jasmine Crockett, not to be outdone by anyone else who refuses to do a modicum of research, called out all the people who took money from someone who may have also been named Jeffrey Epstein.
Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldon, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio. I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all. And just know that the FEC filings, they are available for everybody to review. This is absolutely ridiculous.
They are available, fresh bitch. Well, Lee Zeldon responded, yes, Crockett, a physician named Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who is a totally different person than the other Jeffrey Epstein, donated to a prior campaign of mine. No freaking relation, you genius. Think about that. I have my team dig really fast because they're experts at working fast. They're quick. They're quick as a field mouse.
They dug real fast, a bunch of diggers.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa.
They digging up all the dirt.
Not what I meant.
You didn't just fact check it at all? And that shows you, again, these people have no fear of accountability.
Wasn't a long list either. She listed like 6 people from like 20-something years ago. Like,
and one of them wasn't even close. Here's the irony. Stacey Plaskett, who's sitting next to her in that video, she took campaign donations directly from the actual Epstein in 2016.
Well, she wasn't on the list.
And she was also caught texting Epstein for direction advice during the 2019 Michael Cohen hearing. What? So that person right there has more of a connection than someone who had a doctor named Jeffrey Epstein donate to his campaign. And by the way, I would imagine that is amongst the most common doctor names. Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe Jeffrey Goldberg.
Yeah, but it's spelled G-E-O.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, like the
giraffe.
Like the butler in Fresh of Bel-Air.
Josh, what are you doing?
Securing my financial future, Gerald. What does it look like?
It looks like you're digging a hole, Josh.
Yeah?
That's what it looks like.
And?
Well, okay. Why are you digging a hole?
For gold, Gerald. It's the best investment you can make. Something wonky happens to the economy. Armageddon, bombs start going off, everybody fails, banks fail. I got the good stuff. I'm set.
Gold?
Shh! Yes!
Josh, why don't you just try True Gold Republic? Why don't you give those guys a call or go to lwcgold.com, see if you qualify for one of those no-fee-for-life gold IRAs, and make it simple. It's easy.
It's really that easy?
Yes, you don't have to dig for gold. Put that down. No, put it down. That down.
I kind of like it.
Put that down. Let's go.
Let True Gold Republic help you safeguard your retirement with physical gold and silver. Go to lwcgold.com or call 800-628-4653. Sign up or call today and see if you qualify for a no-fees-for-life IRA.
Come on.
And here's the thing. If you want to be mad at someone, obviously Clay Higgins, that's funny. Absolutely, you should keep the jokes incoming. But you have a unanimous vote, aside from one in the House, and Senate, and President Trump. Seldom do you ever get this level of agreement. So it's always funny to me because the left calls for civility and agreement after they've punched you in the face. They don't celebrate an area where there's actual common ground, that left, right, Democrat, Republican, we all don't like pedophiles. We all don't like child sex traffickers, right? Hey, that's a good thing. Instead, they have to spin it. And if anything, if you find this to be a disappointment when and if the files are released, I would like you to direct your ire toward Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is the common denominator here that has been a problem. Remember, this is going to allow, by the way, Pam Bondi to withhold or redact information that could jeopardize any active investigations or name victims. Now, the problem is redactions have been used for far more than that in the past. So there needs to be some level of transparency here. And the reason that this is different from a lot of other cases is Americans watch this take place in real time, and it perfectly crystallizes elites getting off with horrendous crimes that the average American would never be able to imagine. Keep in mind, this is a woman, Pam Bondi. She had a lot of time to address, to take on cases from Epstein victims during her time as AG in Florida. Right? There were a lot of, I know that he was convicted, got that sweetheart deal. I believe it was 2008, maybe it was 2006. But then there were a lot of people contesting it, people bringing forward briefings, people bringing forward cases in Florida, and Bondi did absolutely nothing. And of course, she was the one who completely botched the rollout of the files in February, one of the biggest embarrassments at any point in either of Trump's administrations.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
You said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember, it was just influencers who can be, most of whom can be bought very easily with binders, and there was nothing new in there. Matter of fact, there was less information in there than
stuff was redacted that had been publicly released already.
But keep in mind, President Trump ordered her. She said that was an order for me to release it. Then she made a judgment call. If this is disappointing, if what comes to fruition, remember, the final judgment call as to what will be included or redacted rests with Pam Bondi. If I'm going to criticize President Trump, it is his loyalty or any fondness that he has for Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
She's an embarrassment. She's been harming this administration. She has been from day one. When people think about the swamp, about corrupt politicians, there's a picture of Pam Bondi next to the definition in their mind.
Yeah, exactly. How many months does it take to redact files? And by the way, if you're redacting people's names that have actually come out and publicly spoken on this, on the steps of the Capitol,
right?
They're right over there. Just go ask them, hey, guys, are you good with me leaving your name in here so that people understand the story? Because you've held up pictures of yourself at that age,
right?
And you've discussed these stories already publicly. This is just, this is the biggest misstep, in my opinion, of this administration so far.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep in mind that redactions themselves can be used as a political scalpel. I mean, you saw it with, was it the New York Times or Washington Post who withheld the name of Virginia Goff when she was very public about what happened with Epstein and that Trump had no involvement. So is it pronounced Guffrey?
I think.
Guffrey. Obviously she's not with us anymore, rest in peace. Why was that redacted? She was public. As a matter of fact, she wanted to be as public as possible. She came out and campaigned for Donald Trump.
That's why it was redacted.
Exactly.
They didn't want to see, who's the victim's name? Oh, somebody who actually endorsed Trump. Oh, okay.
And I will say I expect some of that to take place if Pam Bondi has the final judgment call. I would imagine that there's some information in there. Again, I cannot prove this. I would just guess that it's unflattering toward Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
That would be a guess of mine. If you look at the center of all of this controversy, it seems that when it gets to Pam Bondi, that's the choke point. So keep that in mind. By the way, the betting odds currently on Kalshi are actually that President Trump, that these files get released before 2026, 68% chance, and before September 2026, an 88% chance, which tells me, you know what would be hilarious, and this may not happen, but it would be hilarious if they released these just in time for midterms and it was awful for Democrats. If all of this was a play. You think that might be what's afoot, and what do you expect in these Epstein files? Don't ever let anyone tell you, I will say this, don't ever let anyone tell you that, oh, you know what, no, you should just move on. That's been a misstep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You deserve to know. And I think that most Americans want to know, and we deserve to know the truth. We watched this take place in real time. It was the most clear example of corruption, or one of, that we have seen in our lifetime. And everyone wonders, how did this get through, and how is this guy still protected?
Yeah, and the drain the swamp mentality that Donald Trump has had since his first time running for president, saying, I'm going to drain the swamp. This is the swamp in most people's eyes, because they know that there are a lot of powerful, very well-connected individuals that are associated with this, that could be implicated and hurt by this. And the only reason for not releasing it is to make sure that you protect them. And it's like, well, if you're just the same as everybody else, this is the contention, then what are we doing? Why are we voting for you in the first place?
Right.
We need something different. So get this right. This is very important to get right.
Oh, you're still here, which is a miracle in the age of Instagram and shorts. I think you have some shorts up there. You have an attention span that is longer than that of a fruit gnat. So thank you. I'm glad you probably would like it a lot more if you actually head over and subscribe on Rumble. I'm live there 5 days a week, 11 a.m. Eastern, where free speech is still alive. Go to Rumble, get off the social media ghetto that is YouTube, with a lot of homosexual activity here on YouTube. There may be some on Rumble, but I haven't seen it.